Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here. Welcome back to Civ 3 World War II. Alright, this episode might not be all that exciting. I don't think there's much we can do, because we're still closing in on a couple of cities. We might get 2 episodes in. We'll see. Not 2 episodes, 2 turns. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be actually attacking much of anything. Possibly not. I like my airbase. I don't know what this island's actually called, but it's really winning me this war. Okay, I remember stopping these guys. Oh, it's because the Gneisenau was going alone. That's right. Cool, we can finally see all the waters again. We're not going to be able to see much. We certainly can't land this turn. We should actually... Let's all venture right up here. Okay, it looks like there's still nothing there. Which is good for me. Come on now. There we go. Let's go back to the 88s here. We did sink that battleship out there, right? I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah, we sunk those guys. Okay. So we don't have anything else to hit then, at the moment. Okay, they'll jump into San Juan once we take it. You all are still waiting. As are you. We've successfully driven off the British. They just ran away. I've also noticed there was a Jackson in Managua, was it? No, it was Guatemala. I haven't seen any others yet. In any of their other cities. I think they're struggling to afford to build. That, or they haven't yet seen a need for that many new defensive units. Okay, just bring in everyone. This stack should be practically undefeatable now. Dang it. Let's see. Yeah, can't attack. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cool. The rest of us are going to Havana. And I'm gonna wake up the rest of these guys and have them go as well. Yep. When next turn starts, if they put anything in here, 87Bs can kill it real quick, although I'm thinking they're not going to. It is crazy just how many fighters we have pouring over this direction. Certainly more than we need, but I'm not going to turn them down. I don't think we even... Oh, well, we can hit that. This target. out of range of any 87Bs, but I can send an infantry to kill it. Other than that, take a look there. Oh, they rushed a new one into Whitehorse, New Matilda. Good for them. Let's blow that up immediately. You can tell they rushed it, because it's only a regular. And they never build those if they can help it. What is that? Oh, it's a Canada infantry. One of the last ones we'll ever see. Unless they have more sitting around somewhere. I know most of them have already flooded up this way and we massacred them. And they're not built super often. When I played Britain, I had like 12 or 14 by the end of the entire game. They only pop out like once every 5 turns or something, if even that. I think they also put a militia division in here, but I can't remember. Maybe it was just the one division. Sorry, my throat's giving me some minor troubles. Ah, they brought in a tank, that's right. Cool. Well, we're all good then. Let me see up there. Okay, that lets us see them at least. They are going to be moving in a turn or two. Once the last of these Brits are taken out and we own Whitehorse, they're all going to run for it. I don't know if they're going to try to go back to America one way or another, or if they're just going to try to get here so they can recover. If they do that, it's not going to work. I'm just going to send my tanks up and we're going to kill them slowly, one by one. I'll blow that. I'll kill him next turn. We'll be fine. Okay, those are getting in the city. I don't think there's any way I can stop them. Oh yeah, we got a lot of injured units. Here, I'm just going to do that. You know what? There we go. Get me to my 88s. Should make them just a little bit easier. I just want to get these bombings done. That way I can just skip the rest of these guys' turns. Man, we got shot down twice? That's right. Prudhoe Bay has some kind of like super anti-aircraft power or something. It shoots us down all the time. That's their last somewhat healthy unit. Okay. And now we deal with these guys. Come on. Stop wasting my time. What in the world? How's this happened 4 times against your 13 slightly modified? 5 times. Okay. My word, what in the world was that? Okay. I don't think we have anything else hiding under there, but even if we do, it's not that big a deal. Okay. I'm pretty sure all our Messerschmitts are fine. If some are injured, it's not a huge deal. Our Folkwolves, though, they need to heal. Okay. So Honolulu's out. Yeah, we'll come around. Yeah, there's no way we can reach anything from that far away either. Unfortunately, I have no way to actually figure out where this plane keeps coming from. Not without canceling all of them, and I don't feel like doing that. Alright, every tile now except the one that is being worked has been improved. Cool. Did you just clean up pollution, or have you been awoken to clean? I think that just finished cleaning. Got a bit of a run ahead of him. This guy a road worker? He must be. He seems like a pollution watcher. Oh, I probably woke him up to deal with that. Well, so this city will grow quite a bit, but I don't think it'll ever really be productive. There's no reason to do any more work around it. That's right, we were heading over here. Not sure what to do with these guys yet. We have fighters here. Let's put them inside. Yeah, I think... Yeah, we are at the point where every city in South America has now been connected. It took us a while, but we finally got there. Right, I have a buttload of workers. I'm not even sure what to do with these guys. I don't know, come on up here and start mining mountains for the moment. My word, this throat thing. I have no idea what's causing it, but it's very annoying. I'll probably save myself some trouble and just not comment on almost anything that's happening. Where's the fun in that, though? I've got enough German security divisions. I could probably stop producing them entirely. I can definitely stop producing workers. This is now unnecessary. Okay, every square is... Wait a minute. Yeah, all the squares are done there. All the good ones are here, but they've got some deserts. Dang it. Just in case. I'd like to have as many guys as possible on this. All of our infantry can go there. Everything left should have 2 movement. Okay, we'll use our 3Gs first. Alright, we got them. Out of tanks. Or not tanks, Wolverines. And most of their infantry. This is their last 1943. It is. Okay, so now they're just down to their tanks, which are badly injured and not very defensible. I have a plan here. These are just planes. Cool. I want them to sit here, but I also don't want to have to go through a lot of extra trouble, so we're just going to do this. Just to waste the movement, because otherwise it's going to be really annoying. Alright, and we're at the auto move. I shouldn't have much to do after this. We got most of our turn done. There's not any bombing or anything like that happening. I think it's only been like 20 minutes. I definitely have enough time to do a second turn. I could send some tanks at another city, though. And in the following turn, we might get 4 of them. I'll take a look in Central America. Take 3 from America, 1 from Britain. Many of them, I think, are going to be floodgate cities, pretty much. We're going to take a couple of very important ones in terms of actual land control. Like I've been saying for ages, once we get Whitehorse, then they never even have a chance. Like, if they launched all 300 of those tanks that they just sent up there straight at us quite a while ago, they'd have a chance. But they took too long. Huh, I had a couple too many of them. Alright, so these panzers, they're all healthy. Yeah, they can get right here and then try to snag Veracruz next turn. Let's see. Here, I've got some Stugs. Do I have Stugs? I have a Stug. Some infantry. I can't see the bottom of the stack, can I? Alright, that's something. You go here. Oh, I don't want you. Take my Panther. Send you. I'd like a Panzer Grenadier also. Dude's almost unkillable. Alright, let me take a look at Guatemala. I don't know if I can see the bottom of this stack either. Okay, I got a couple 3Gs. And a 4F. We'll take them. And honestly, this city is very heavily covered in fighters. I should take the Panzer Grenadiers, too. It's just so annoying to have to scroll through. Wait a minute. You can shift to go up? I did not know that. That's helpful to know. I was kind of hoping for a minute that if I just held shift, then it'd slide down. It's crazy how many of these actual functions I just didn't know about, because apparently I'm lazy or blind. Alright, that should be enough to take Veracruz next turn. Other than that, though, I think my battles are... No. There we go. Okay, so next turn we should be able to take Prudhoe Bay. These things are going to surge into it. They won't be enough. And then we'll blow up anything inside and take the thing. Yeah, let's go. Wrong stack. This stack's too big to hurt, and it has so many Stugs. They're never going to kill them all. Always happy to bring down a bomber. With all my AA in that group, we still haven't shot down even one of their planes. There we go. That's our first one that AA has brought down, at least over here. I think Ponta Delgada has shot down a couple planes with AA, but they have a lot more of it. Oh, great. We're not going to get a second turn, are we? Because this is going to go on forever. Their tanks are finally in position. They can actually move up and reach us. This is good, though. This means we can take Prudhoe Bay. I can just bring all of my 87Bs inside. And then I can pile in all my 88s into, like, Whitehorse or something. And then the following turn, we just hit them with everything we've got. Because if this is, you know, the majority of their big old stack... Hi there. Of all things, we managed to injure the Wolverine. That's awesome. Yeah, so they're probably next turn going to move on to that forest. That'll put them in range of anything. And because of the forests that are right up there, I assume most of these guys, like all of them, are on the same schedule now. But we did clear out the Wolverines. So we should just be dealing with infantry and tanks. No tank destroyers. I'm pretty sure the two injured stewards are just going to go right into the city. But with all of my infantry in position, we can now take Prudhoe Bay. They won't be able to stop us. If this army had started rolling up here one turn prior to when it did now, we'd be in a tough spot. Of course, if that were the case, I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, I actually measured out the distances a while ago to see how fast they could even get there, and determined they weren't going to get there in time. If they were, I would have been using my 88s to deplete their stacks. It's a good thing Anchorage is within 2 spaces of Whitehorse. Could you imagine how annoying it would have been? Where did that Wolverine come from? I thought I injured all of them. Looks like one snuck past. It would have been so annoying to take it. Like, we took, what, 2 mountain cities in Afghanistan, 1 in Sweden, I think 1 in Britain, maybe 1 in India or something like that? I can't remember. There's not that many, but there are a couple of them, and every one of them is infuriating. Like, even the weakest units are so difficult to eradicate on a mountain. And the English one is pretty much always the worst. Well, no, actually that isn't true. Usually I have the most trouble, and have seen the most trouble, with the Swedish one. Only because it's so far away from, like, well, not far away. It is pretty far away from any support structure, but really more importantly, you're fighting it usually so close to the start of the game that you don't have that many good units, and your tanks are needed elsewhere. I often forget, because of the abundance I have now, and my lack of actual real enemies, but the start of the game as Germany is pretty hectic. You're surrounded by enemies, you gotta fight them all off at once. I guess there's not that many enemies if you choose not to go to war with them, but what kind of German player doesn't try to take Norway, Sweden, Yugoslavia, Greece, Switzerland, and then, of course, you know, Spain? I once made the mistake of going to war with Norway at the start of the game, because I figured we're going to go to war eventually anyway. I can just sprint up and take Denmark real quick, and then that'll knock them out of Europe. Like, they won't be able to do anything else, because they wanted me to move my minefields, and I wasn't going to do that. And I didn't want to give them a rite of passage, because those are always annoying. So we went to war, and they sunk most of my U-boats that were in the North Sea, because they have destroyers that'll spot them, and a handful of flotillas and coastal defense ships. So they sort of secured those waters and took out quite a few of my ships. I didn't know what I was doing that first game. Yeah, I think that hill is within 4 spaces of Prudhoe Bay as well. Well, it definitely is. It's within 3, because the Stuarts could flee back there. But what I can also do is wait for them all to surge forward, and as long as the hill is not secured, I could just go drop some units on it. As long as there's no one too close to me, which we'll see once I take Prudhoe Bay and then Whitehorse. I'll see if anyone's within 2 spaces of that hill. And if they're not, all I have to do is get one fast unit out there to secure one of the farther one, and then, you know, any old infantry can just jump on over to the first hill. And then we block the pass off. Then they have nowhere to go. But I'll only do that if I've got them injured enough to where they, you know, they won't do anything crazy. Because I'd like them to not get away. And they're going to be annoying to track down and kill up in the north. Now, you guys are coming down to counterattack, right? Yeah. Here's the problem for you now. You were protected from my 87Bs because of all the fighters. The moment I take that city, there's no fighter cover. And so any tanks that they're sending down into Central America are just going to immediately die. Yeah, we're not getting a second turn in, by the way. That's not happening. I'd like to, but the next couple turns at least are going to take quite a while because of that stack. I might just turn off American moves. Or it'll have to be enemy moves. I don't want to, because I want to know what they're doing, but I'll just have to go check afterwards. Because I don't want to sit here and watch all of this every time. And we're not going to be killing them for another turn at least. I think we're going to do the same protocol as we did last time. everyone, if you don't want to watch this, just skip ahead. I probably don't have anything more interesting to say. If anything I was saying could even be considered interesting thus far. Thought that was a Wolverine for a moment. Your eyes start to glaze when you see them all, and then it's just about the noise. But I can't even remember if Wolverines sound like that or not. I don't think they do. At least there's no Shermans up here, right? Like, weirdly, they still have a bunch of Shermans somewhere. They didn't come up with this wave, though. I still haven't seen them. Oh, yeah, and I forgot. Last turn at the end, I captured Japan's plans. And what I learned from that. They have a couple of transports down near the southern end of South America, as we saw. And that seemed weird to me. Those have convoys with Chihas, but they're just continuing to go south so far. And I don't know what they're doing there. They have nothing along the west coast. Almost everything they've got is centered around Hawaii still. At least it was last turn. And it's mostly all Yamatos. There's a couple transports with a few Chihas. They managed to take the thing with just a few infantry, if I remember right. Like some SNLFs and stuff. They only had one or two guys. It was a pretty close call. And a ton of Shikaku classes with mostly no planes on them. It looks like they just send the things out there and park them, and then try to send more planes as time goes on. Basically treating them as just like mobile air bases. Even without any air defense, it was just too many for America to get through. Okay, that Sherman and Wolverine are definitely not within range of any 87Bs. So I'm going to have to fight them the old-fashioned way, but that's alright. If I can take both of those cities this turn, that'll put us in a very good position with Mexico City. As in, good enough that we might be able to take it the very next turn. A lot of Stuarts. Their speed is a big bonus, and the computer really likes fast units. They're certainly not the end-all be-all, but it really likes using them. That one Stuart is just taking it in the chin. Oh, that poor stack. At least my artillery will get used for something, though. Like, now that we're through most of the slow progress cities, the HQs are, again, going to be mostly defunct. And I'm going to have to be careful with them because enemy bombers will just take them out in one shot. I'm going to have to spread my fighters along the entire... It's not a peninsula. What do you call this thing? Isthmus isn't the term, right? Because I guess it's just part of the continent. This entire landmass. I'm going to want properly secured. Huh, those ones stopped early. Now here's the thing, all of them are in range of the 87Vs, so if I can clear out the fighters, it's just, I don't even need to use units on them. I don't have that many 87Bs, but these guys aren't that difficult to kill, and I do have that many 88s. Yeah, you want to get those wounded guys out of there. Also, I don't know if it's just the top of the stack that does the zone of control, like if that's just what it shows, but it's anyone in the stack. But if it is in fact just the unit you see do the zone of control, who's actually doing zone of control, then yes, he's still alive. Oh, they're coming back. If that's the case, then that Panther is doing work. It has been the only one that zone of controlled anyone. That leads me to believe it's not just the Panther, it's whoever can do it, and then the top of the stack is just the one that it shows you, but I don't know. If I remember right, these are all militia, right? So this is a waste of my time, and theirs. It's a weird thing about how the AI moves. It only does it, or it doesn't do it like one move at a time. Which is why it's bizarre that it doesn't stack move. It sends them out, it like gives everyone their routes, and then sends them all at once. It's quite bizarre. My concern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Veracruz is defended by Mexico City. It's got fighters that cover it. That might be a problem. I'll take a look at what both cities have when it's my turn. Hi there. Aw, just stop short. They're probably going to hurry some guys in. Yeah, see, there goes all their fleets. Now they're headed to the west coast. I don't see them taking much of anything, if anything at all, from America. America builds Iowas, they have bombers, and they have so many tanks. I just need to make sure I grab the west coast before I start working on the east. That way America can keep itself together long enough for me to win this. I don't want Japan in the New World. It'd be a nightmare to have to work around them. But they'd need a lot of planes to actually breach anything. America's got fighters in every city, not that many but some, and they will rebuild them as they need them. They've got a lot of defensive units that they can build fast because, you know, they're not in Honolulu with no imports. And Japan doesn't have that many actual attack units in the area. It's going to take them a dozen turns to sail any out there, which might work out better for them. I think it'll be fine. But I am a little bit worried about it. Oh my word. Whoa! We're getting all kinds of pollution here. I'm gonna have to split up one of those little stacks there. They're not doing anything too important, and I want this situation dealt with. Do I want a factory here? Wait a minute. Yes, definitely. Wow. This city's got decent production to it. Wait a minute. Build an offshore platform. Yeah, you'll probably grow later once I get my workers up there. This one, I'm intending to grow it a little bit. Now, yeah, what else you can do? Just build an aqueduct, sure. It's not like it matters at this point. Oh, look at that. Build me Panthers. Buenos Aires has a ton of production to it. A whole lot more than I would have expected. So do some of those other Argentinian cities. This is probably never going to grow. Like, I could get a couple more citizens out of it, but same with this one. There's just not much that can be done. Yeah, we're getting big pollution hits this turn. I don't think you need a granary out here, I gotta be honest. I think I just noticed something. Hold on. I gotta wait until I can actually move my units. But I think I just noticed something I had completely forgotten about until now. Okay, no, I thought I saw a bigger stack under one of these. Alright, well, let's wake up our pollution people, because we got a lot of work to do. Where's my guy? Over here. I don't have one? I mean, I know I have a couple that aren't that far away, but... Okay, you're it. Weirdly, I did not get any up there. Or here. There's one more there. I don't think there were any right around here. Or even in Russia for the most part. No, there are a couple. Yeah, he'll have to go get that afterwards. Okay, this. You're going there, definitely. This is a real worker. Yeah, unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with this one yourself. I want to send him off there so I don't forget about it next turn. I've got one here. Crazy that these things are already making pollution for me. I think there were some others, right? Right, I sent the guy onto that already. Feel like I'm missing something. But I'm not sure what it is. Okay. Well, these are all, yeah, M5A1s. That's just what all of them are. Some Matildas. Oh no, those are actual infantry. These are not. Okay, and the Free Poland and more Canada infantry. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's just a Wolverine and a Sherman. Okay, so let me take a look here. United States. So I want to check out this one first, make sure it still has all the defenders. Oh, yes, it does. They even have a bomber in there. Yeah, we're taking you down. Looks like it's 2 infantry and 1 Wolverine. That's it. Our artillery should be more than enough. Other than that, let me see Veracruz. Okay, it's got a similar fighter situation. And it's got 1 Wolverine and then 3 infantry. We're going to use our Panther to attack because I don't care all that much. And then let's see Mexico City. 1 fighter. There we go. Okay. So we're going to directly attack. It does have a lot of defensive units, but it looks like most of them aren't fortified, so they're probably just passing through. So here's what we're going to do. I think I've got enough units here to definitely take Veracruz. The Panther will try to kill the Wolverine. It's got a 22 defense, probably fortified in a 19 population city, so we're probably looking at closer to 50. Panther's got a 36. It's not as bad of odds as you might think, especially because it's 10-6 as far as hit points goes, but we're probably going to lose. If and when we do, I'm just going to follow it up with more Panzers because, you know, it can level up once and that's it. We'll bombard this one down first and try to destroy it, and if that works, hopefully we'll have enough room to kill that. Like I can bring out any remaining artillery, they'll bombard it, and then we can attack. And then we'll try to take Veracruz itself. because I can also use any units from here for that. And then once we have that one, both of these cities taken, we'll bomb one thing to draw out whatever fighters in Mexico City, because I'm not sure what it is. So we'll try to draw it out. If we can't, because it doesn't have the range, then good. We have free reign to bomb what we want. Nothing else in Whitehorse. Take a look up here. So they have 2 Wolverines. That's what I missed. Bunch of Stuarts, bunch of M2A2s, big pile of Lee Grants, bunch more Stuarts, that's the majority of them, and then a handful of infantry, which is still enough to cause us some problems. But if we can get through these Wolverines, they'll be at the top of the stack. We kill them as fast as possible, and then we're good, and no more anti-air power. So that's what we're going to try to do. Yeah, and then Prudhoe shouldn't have anything that can even come close to stopping us. And then we'll take Whitehorse. That'll give us like all the way out to here. It was like 5 or 6 spaces of safety, of a buffer, where we can see anything coming and deal with it beforehand. And then we'll take Whitehorse, kill that, kill the things here. Oh yeah, it's all going to go well. In fact, I think I'm even going to try to avoid using any of my 87Bs, because I was going to use one to kill him, but I'm going to need them all up here. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to fly out all of them from here, all of them from here. It's not that many. Wow, it's not even close to that many. But I think followed up with some tank power, and while they're on the retreat, especially if we can close the thing off, they might try to get there, and that I could definitely use. What I could do is just, if they could like get here, I could just block this space here so they'll all go there, then I just block that one so they all go back, and maybe I could just keep running them back and forth in circles. That'd be pretty funny. We'll see. I'll see what can be done. Sometimes when the computer's cornered, even when it has bad odds, it will attack, and I don't want them to do that, because then they'll probably kill me. Actually, I can't block their escape, because they're going to go here. All of their 2-unit ones, or 2 movement ones at least, are going to go there, because it's extra defensive stuff. They're not going to stay out in the tundra if they can avoid it. So they're going to go there, and then just park. That's my only way of reaching these without paratroopers doing it. So, I don't know, I could try to block off this spot, and then paratrooper someone onto that. I don't know if paratrooper can actually reach that far. I can't test either, because I can't select my paratroopers. We'll see. I might try to block them off, I might not. The computer's kind of frightening when it gets blocked. It starts doing irrational and dangerous things. But I'll figure that out then. So yeah, next turn, looking like it's going to be a big one. We're going to try to take a bunch of things. Oh yeah, and San Juan, which still has not produced any other extra units. So within a few turns, we'll be on Havana. We can take that. With Honolulu now fallen, the only island city remaining that's the Allies is St. John's. And we have a fleet on standby to go deal with it. I've noticed no more fleets have been coming at us out here. They just sort of gave it up. I don't know where all their fleets are. Maybe just out here acting as carrier platforms. That's possible. Alright, well that is going to be it for this one. If you haven't yet, please check the link in the description for my book. And if you like the look of it, give it a read. If you like the read, give it a positive review. Otherwise, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.